This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good night, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for May 30, 2023. And in the news tonight, licensed firearm hammers machete among weapons used in deadly Manchester domestic dispute, says police. Detectives assigned to the Manchester Police on Tuesday morning returned to the scene of an alleged domestic dispute in Somerset, which had left a constable dead and his wife nursing wounds. A senior police source told the news that detectives found documents for a licensed pistol, which was reportedly used to shoot their colleague Constable Damian Blair. The policeman's head was also bashed in, reports said. Blair's wife remains in hospital with a wound to the hand, which investigators theorized was self-inflicted. It is alleged that sometime after 6 p.m. on Monday, the couple was involved in a domestic dispute at home on Desmond Mackenzie Close, formerly Guava Walk Road, when neighbors heard loud explosions. Blair was subsequently found lying on his back, clad only in his underpants, at the gateway to the couple's house on a dirt road with gunshot wounds and a head injury. Police responded and found Blair's wife with a wound to her hand. She was taken to hospital and admitted. The police source confirmed that investigators found the licensed pistol and evidence of items used during the dispute, including 2 hammers and a machete at the couple's house. On Monday night, scores of residents crowded the dirt road near the scene. Residents and relatives of Blair claimed that the couple was embroiled in disputes for several years during their 13-year relationship, of which they were married for about 8 years. They keep on fighting, but I never expected this, Blair's relative said. They were getting counseling because they were getting a divorce. Then she fell ill and admitted in the hospital, and he took care of her. And him say, here what, me now about a divorce because she just wants somebody to take care of her, added the relative. Relatives say Blair has been a member of the Jamaica Constable force for over 2 decades. Nail technician charged for murder of pregnant woman and a man in Portland. Detectives assigned to the Major Investigations Division have charged a woman for the May 24 double murder of a man and a pregnant woman along Campbell Avenue in Port Antonio, Portland. She is Jodian Jackson, a 28-year-old bar operator and a nail technician of Anchovy Land Settlement in the parish. She is charged in relation to the deaths of 28-year-old Shade Pink of Campbell Avenue and the 23-year-old Keno James King of Johnstown District, both in the parish. The police reported that about 11 p.m., both deceased were among persons playing dominoes when Jackson drove a Toyota Fielder motorcar to the area. A man exited the car and opened gunfire at them, according to the police. When the shooting subsided, Pink, who was in an advanced state of pregnancy, and James were seen suffering from gunshot wounds. They were assisted to the hospital where they were pronounced dead. An investigation was launched and Jackson was taken into custody. She was subsequently charged on Monday, May 29. Man gets life in prison for murder of Manchester supermarket owner during robbery. The Clarendon mechanic who murdered the supermarket owner, Jing Xianyi, in Porus, Manchester last December, was this afternoon sentenced to life in prison. Jay Fraser, 22, will serve 15 years before he is considered for parole. Justice Leighton Pusey handed down the sentence after Fraser pleaded guilty in the Home Circuit Court. Fraser also pleaded guilty to robbery with aggravation and wounding with intent and was given 10 years and 12 years respectively. He also pleaded guilty to 3 counts of making use of a firearm and was sentenced to serve 15 years each. The sentences will run concurrently. A senior prosecutor told the news that the sentences were recommended by the prosecution after considering the early guilty plea as well as the facts of the case and certain administrative processes and enactments. The prosecutor also indicated that although the mandatory minimum for the firearm charge is 20 years under the new Firearm Act, the Director of Public Prosecutions, after careful consideration, recommended 15 years. Reports from the Manchester police were that about 7:30 p.m. on December 9, Fraser was with a group of men who robbed Xianyi, otherwise called Leo. After taking an undetermined sum of money, they shot dead the 39-year-old businessman who was a co-owner of the supermarket in the southern Manchester town. They also fired wildly as they exited the building. A customer, Alfonso Cohen, who hailed from the Berrydale community in the parish, was also killed during the incident. But Fraser was not asked to answer to Cohen's murder. Attorney-at-law Paul Gentles represented the convict. Mentally ill man killed during alleged altercation with cops. A man who is said to be of unsound mind was allegedly fatally shot by a policeman at a bar in Betheltown, Westmoreland on Monday afternoon after he reportedly attacked and stabbed the cop's colleague. The deceased has been identified as Dwayne Clark of a Betheltown address. It is reported that about 5:45 p.m., Clark and another man got involved in a dispute inside a bar when the police were called to quell the matter. On reaching the location, one of the cops was in the process of reprimanding Clark when Clark allegedly attacked him with a stool. The policeman fell to the ground and Clark reportedly took out a knife which he used to stab the policeman in his face and the chest before Clark was fatally shot by the policeman's colleague. Director of Complaints at the Independent Commission of Investigations, Errol Chatu, said the commission is aware of the incident and is probing. Kingston West Police named 6 men as persons of interest. The Kingston West Police have listed 6 men as persons of interest in relation to recent murders and shootings that have been committed in the division. They are Demaria Bailey, otherwise called Ray Ray, of Tivoli Gardens, Kingston 14. A man known only as a Jingo, also of Tivoli Gardens, Kingston 14. Andre Barracks, otherwise called the Boobs, of Zimbabwe in Arnett Gardens, Kingston 12. A man known only as a Jaggy, also of Zimbabwe in Arnett Gardens, Kingston 14. Carlington Lawrence, otherwise called the Dumpling. A man known only as a Slim. All 6 men are being asked to report to the Denham Town Criminal Investigations Branch by 6 p.m. on Wednesday, May 31, 2023. Additionally, anyone with information about the whereabouts of these men is being asked to call the Denham Town CIB at 876-948-6443 or Crime Stop at 311. Couple accused of lottery scamming. A Trelawney couple has been hit with several charges under Jamaica's lottery scamming law following a joint operation involving police from St. James and Trelawney and the Jamaica Customs Agency. 21-year-old security guard Tajay Douglas and his girlfriend, 24-year-old Rocky Johnson, a bartender of Water Lane, Zion Hill, Trelawney, were arrested on Monday. They are charged with possession of identity information, distributing identity information, possession of access device, trafficking in access device, and causing money to be transported to Jamaica. A media release from the Jamaica Constable Forces Corporate Communications Unit says that between 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. on Monday, Douglas and Johnson visited the Norman Manley International Airport to collect a package from a courier, and anomalies were detected by customs. A search was conducted and over 20 credit cards were allegedly found hidden inside the cellular phones and the calculators. The police say the couple could not account for the cards. The CCU says a secondary search was conducted at their Water Lane address where an on-site analysis was done on 2 cellular phones. It says the phones were found to be populated with identity and banking information of persons residing overseas. Johnson and Douglas were arrested and subsequently charged. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.